Good morning. Microsoft and OpenAI. What's going on there?
Coco has probably won't be able to.
Microsoft and OpenAI. What's going on there? We have, of course, the Pixel 10 is getting good reviews, and it's great for fixing. If you want to fix your Pixel 10, it's going to be easy. The battery just pops out and pops in. That's interesting. We'll talk about that. And T-Mobile's direct-to-cell service. Have you tried it? It's great, or so the report says. All this we're going to be talking about on Tech for Senior Live today. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today, and we have a great panel for you that will, of course, be discussing all the articles that we have to talk about today. You're probably wondering who we are. Well, we're a group of seniors who really like to talk and talk and talk. And today we have our Thursday show, which, of course, is about technology, the tech news of the week. But we have a Monday show, which, of course, I think, Huey, what are we up to? 284 episodes, and we're in our 6th season. Is that what we're doing on Monday? It's
something like that. Yeah, well, we got a whole bunch of them behind us.
Whole bunch of, so we all come from our Monday show, which is where we originated from about 6 years ago. People seem to like that. So if you haven't been by to listen to our Monday show, you can get all the information. It's a Zoom meeting, and you can get, of course, all the information on our web page, which, of course, let me see here. I think we've probably got our, here we go. This is our website, techforsenior.com. Just go there and it'll give you all the information. And come and join us on Monday. We have a lot of fun, and we've been doing it for a long time. So today, though, we're going to talk about tech news. But the important thing that you need to understand is this isn't a Zoom meeting. This is, of course, we're broadcasting this out on StreamYard, which is broadcasting it to YouTube and Facebook. So we don't see you like the Zoom meeting on Monday. We can see your face. We can talk to you. It's sort of a lot of fun. But here we have no idea who's out there. The only way we understand that anybody's listening to us is if you put something in the comments. So we encourage you to put a note in the comment. Put where you're from, what the weather's like, buy any interesting tech stuff this week. Just put a comment in there, and we'll bring it up and say hello to you with the comments, because we actually can't see you and don't know who's out there. If you haven't already, we do have a newsletter that comes out twice a week. Again, you can find that on www.techforsenior.com. It's on our website, so you don't even have to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe to it, we'll either send it to you free of charge right into your into your inbox, or you can just look at it on our website. It's right there for you. So let me introduce everyone today. Who we've got a whole crew today for you, which is great. And of course, I'm Ron Brown, and I'm from Comox, British Columbia, which is a little island off the west coast of Canada. And oh my gosh, has it been great this week? Beautiful weather, nice fall weather, and it's very nice. And on, of course, the other side of the world is Huey Poplack, my partner from our Monday show, where we started the show 6 years ago. He's from Bradenton, Florida. Welcome, Huey.
Good morning. Yes, this morning it was like 71 here, which is almost cold. And but the humidity was 95%.
Oh. Well, it was very interesting this morning. It was the first thing I did, the very first time I turned the furnace on. It was cold last night. It went down. It was really cold, and so this is my first morning that I turned the furnace on when I got up this morning.
But it's sunny right now, but they say possible rain today.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Who knows? And of course, we have Bill James from Oklahoma City. Now, Bill, of course, is our well, he's a very interesting individual. I always call him multi-dexterous because he, of course, is on our Monday show, and he does a byline on our newsletter about gadgets. So he always gets labeled with the gadget guy, but he's really a smart fella. He does educational videos on our Monday show on 2 operating systems. He's fluent in Mac and Windows. So he's like multilingual, right? Like I speak English, I don't speak French, but he can speak both languages. He's sort of a cool guy. So he's very knowledgeable. He's also got an electric car. He's just a high-tech guy, and he's always a lot of fun to have on the show because he's so smart. How's that for an intro?
Wow, thank you. It's really flattering.
Blushing.
I don't know if I deserve all of those accolades or not.
There you go.
It's 73 here today, and it's trying to rain.
Oh, well, there you go. Interesting.
It's our summer really hasn't been extreme at all. I think the days were a couple of weeks in the 1st of August, and then it turned cool.
Oh,
so
did you have your furnace on this morning? Did you heat the house this morning? Was it that cold or?
No, the furnace probably won't come on until probably November. I'm basically I like it cold, so.
Well, I do too, but it was a little frosty then. Anyway, all right, and of course we have Mike Lehman. Now, when I introduce Mike, I always call him not just a knowledgeable guy, but he's the father of technology. He goes back. He was installing the technology as it got developed, and he goes back that far. And he built a lot of the radio stations in Eastern Canada and all the sound equipment, and he knows a lot about technology. Mike is, of course, also a music buff, and he does our music outro. He's our musical director on our Monday show, and he's from Moncton, New Brunswick, Eastern Canada. How are you doing there, Mike?
Just great. It's beautiful fall weather here. We've been having a few cool nights, but that's pleasant. I mean, we've been down to the single digits Celsius, so that's not to be totally shocked. But we're hitting the 70-ish today, and supposed to be some showers over the weekend, which will be welcome because we're still having fire issues in this end of the country.
Yes, well, but it is fall coming. The fall is out there. I know Bill, we're sending you the Canada geese down. They're all leaving our area and they're flocking off and they're heading south. Actually, I'm sending them down to Huey. I think you get them even in Florida, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
I have some geese behind me. There's a runoff pond that they frequently fly into.
Yeah. All right. Anyone listening to us, Huey?
Yeah, and I'm going to take them out of order. I'm going to grab this one first because it jumped out at me.
Cloud by. Hi, guys. My name is Neil from Long Island, New York. Pleasure watching you. Well, I think that's Neil's first time, right?
Yeah, first time at least letting us know he's here. Thanks for joining.
We'll give you a
well,
big round of applause.
Yep.
Let me just have a look here. I thought we had just a minute here.
Okay. Yeah, we got some more. So let's.
We'll give a big round of applause, right? I got music now. So thank you, Neil, for coming. We do appreciate that. And of course, Murray Strom from sunny Victoria, BC, another gorgeous day in Canada's paradise. Gary Bowden from Victoria, forecast is 21 degrees centigrade. E.G. White, hello from Waco, 94 for a high today. Murray Strom, Windows Update has failed every time I tried to download and install it. This is an insider beta.
That's none of us can help you there.
I don't think so. Yes, I'm going to stay out of beta. I want it working when it comes. You might want to report that. You might want to report it if you're a beta tester. Say, hey, this doesn't work. So anyway, welcome everyone, and welcome to welcome. We're going to, of course, go over all the news of the week, which, of course, I guess we should get started because people came here to discuss news. All right. The first one I want to talk about is we're going to do a few articles before we get to all the news sections. But let me just come back up here. And I think we're going to take this one first. This was an article that came out this week. It said, I tested video chats on T-Mobile's cellular Starlink, and it was pretty mind-blowing. So this is about the new cellular to satellite connection of T-Mobile and Starlink. And the service started in July. So it's just recently. So if you have the service and you've been using it, please put it in the comments in the chat. That'd be great to let us know how it is. So just so that everyone understands that, the capability is part of a new, perhaps game-changing upgrade to SpaceX's cellular Starlink service, which launched through T-Mobile in July. Like other phone-based satellite services, T-Satellite lets you send text messages to friends and family while in a dead zone by connecting to orbiting satellites. But the technology now stands out for supporting satellite data on small but growing collection of so what is the direct? So I'm confused about what exactly this is. Well, direct cell to satellite, SpaceX is launching special versions of its Starlink satellites equipped with cellular antennas. These act like orbiting cell towers in space. T-Mobile integration. T-Mobile customers in the US will eventually be able to connect to these satellites when they're outside a normal cell tower coverage, like a remote area, desert, mountains, and so on and so forth. The cell service is planned to, of course, roll out. Well, it has rolled out already in July, and it is mainly going to be text messaging, but also has internet capability. So the example that was given by the author of this, he was using a WhatsApp video chat that he talked. No new hardware is required. The whole point is it works with regular 4G LTE smartphones. They're the ones already carrying it on your phone, so you can connect it to the orbiting cellular satellites, which is sort of cool. Interesting, eh?
Yeah,
So,
and as you and I were talking earlier before the show, it's number one, it's T-Mobile. So if you don't have a T-Mobile, it's not going to work. But
right.
two, it's indicating that it's when you don't have cellular, when you're in a dead zone, it's not going to work all the time. You're not going to be using the satellite as you go across the state or as you go from one city to another, unless there's a dead zone in there.
Correct. And Huey, I've got a video coming out Monday for about this technology. So if you want to see us on our Monday show, I'll explain it to you. But what it is these low orbiting cellular satellites have array receiving microphone sort of things that will focus in on weak signals in certain areas. So I think what you're saying, Huey, is they've pointed this receiving type of technology into the dead zone areas that they need to do. And it's only available in the United States at certain areas and in these dead zones and with T-Mobile. So it's a very focused area, and they can put their super hearing on and listen to those very weak cellular you're trying to get up there. So that's how it works.
Yep, but it's great if you're hiking or you're somewhere where all of a sudden you don't have access and something happens, you've got a way to contact people or emergency services.
I think that's pretty darn cool. So I'm really keen on this. I think if you do, if some of our listeners out there, if they do have T-Mobile and they have tried the service, I'd really be interested to know how it's working out. All right, the next article that I want to talk about is the Pixel 10 Pro. Pixel's getting actually a lot of discussion in the last couple of weeks. I know, and Huey was thinking of buying a Pixel. Huey, it's all good news. Like the phone is being very favorably reviewed, and I'm sure there's some articles today. But one of the key cool things about this is its ease of repair. Now, it might be the most repairable phone of 2025. And if you look at the Google looks to be making the latest Pixel 10 series more repairable, as shown in recent teardown on YouTube of the Pixel 10 Pro XL. And this actually has to do with the battery compartment. You can take the back off the phone, and it's right there. Like it's like a pull-out little tab, and you can put a new battery in. Who would have thought? You don't have to take the whole innards out of the phone to put a little battery in. So they've made it, plus it can be removed also from the front. Two ways you can get at it, and also the screen is easy to repair. So who would have thought that they made this easy, right? Like this is good news for people who need to repair their phones.
In the early days of cell phones, though, I remember you could take the back off and take the battery out. And I always bought an extra battery, and I could swap them out and then charge up the one that I've been using and have a fresh battery in the phone. I don't think it's going to be quite that easy.
No, right.
Because most of them are sealed enough where water doesn't get into them.
Right.
So you're going to have to maintain the ability for it to still be somewhat waterproof.
Go ahead, Bill.
I was going to say, I think that's the reason why the Samsungs went to a sealable unit, because they have a water requirement that's really low. I mean, you can leave a phone in water for several minutes without it being damaged because of the way it's made.
Yeah, I don't envision this as being something that I would consider doing myself. But when I took it to iFixit or whatever to have another battery put in, I mean, it's all based on time and money, right? So if it's really easy to do, probably the cost will be pretty low to put a new battery in, right? They don't have to take, like some of these phones, you have to take the whole thing apart, like completely disassemble all those parts to put a darn stupid battery in, right? So this, I think, is going to make it probably the replacement relatively easy. Anyway, good for Pixel. And Huey, have you made a final decision yet?
No, I keep finding ways to spend my money before I buy a new phone.
Okay, yeah, right. Bill and I are going to work hard on you. We're gonna give you lots of encouragement to spend. We like spending your money, so that'll be.
Bill is still in the Samsung phone, which is what I have now. But I have an older one that's aging out slowly but surely, and pretty soon it won't be one of those you can trade in. So. Yeah, it's getting to the point where I've got my four years out of it. So yeah.
Bill, do you have the S25 or what phone?
I have the S25. I traded my 24 in for this one.
Okay.
Yeah. See, I have an S22.
All right. And the last article we want to talk about, Microsoft and OpenAI announced their next phase of their partnership. Now, I thought, Microsoft's got Copilot, right, Bill? Like what do they want ChatGPT for? So I can figure this out. So Microsoft and OpenAI have issued a joint statement to say that they have signed a non-binding memorandum of understanding for what the next phase of their partnership. The companies are still finalizing the terms agreement and haven't started sharing details of what the future would look like exactly. But according to the New York Times, the deal includes how the parties share technology and the revenue from these technologies. The new agreement also reportedly modifies the clause in the original, which states that Microsoft cannot access OpenAI's most powerful technology if its board decides that it has human-like artificial intelligence, or AGI. So,
so Microsoft has their tentacles in Anthropic's Claude as well. So they're making sure that they got access to some of the better AIs that are out there.
Well, go ahead, Bill.
I was going to say the deal is, Microsoft has a real problem with labeling its products. So Copilot is really OpenAI.
Oh, is it?
It's the same thing because they are using that. Copilot uses the same search engine. They just renamed it, and so like they do everything else, they cause more confusion than they do understanding. So their products just I've always had an issue with Microsoft's marketing department. I think they're the world's worst as far as naming stuff.
No, Google's the worst.
Well, Microsoft is not an innovator.
No.
Microsoft has never been an innovator. They buy stuff and repackage it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Excel,
exactly. They bought Excel. Front Page came from somewhere else. That became their web authoring platform. I mean, all their products they bought somewhere else.
And then they decided to go back to Outlook. And there's two versions of Outlook. There's the one that's in Office, and then there's the web-based one. And people get that confused. And now they have come up with another issue, is that there are two versions of Microsoft Office. There's Microsoft Office 365, Microsoft Copilot, and those are two different entities. One is web-based and one is desktop. And it's really hard to differentiate those if you're unaware of the differences.
And we have a hard time figuring out what they are. So we know that the person who doesn't follow it like we do, they're really confused, or they just don't pay attention. They just don't even.
Maybe
care.
that's why our Monday show's so popular, Huey.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Let's get on. I think we got some comments before we get on with the news articles. We got to get on here.
Murray's for the birds here.
Too many candy keeps in Victoria all winter. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but Apple Watch through iPhone can send messages via satellite when necessary in emergency without T-Mobile. Yeah, it's a different service. Yeah.
And Murray's talkative today.
Yeah, Copilot has ChatGPT under the hood. Okay, there you go. Thanks. Brian says Rogers in Canada has similar satellite service available now also. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Brian. I'll have to look into that. I have, of course, Rogers as well. Didn't know that. I'll have to do some research on that. I didn't know that was available. Steve says Microsoft steals software first. They then buy it. Reminder, drive space, etc. Okay.
One thing about Microsoft too, everybody will create software that says the software that Microsoft forgot to include in Windows whatever version, and then so Microsoft includes it, and then they say, well, here's some software, you can turn it off now. It's so if they don't have it, they make ways to have it, and if they have it, they have ways to shut it off. So okay,
all right, let's get on with the news articles now. Listen, if you before we get started, if you want to follow along with this, of course, just go to our Facebook page, just type Tech for Senior in, and you will find us, and you can follow along on your own screen, because sometimes these are a little bit small to see. All right, so just remember that.
Okay, this one's about Nano Banana. Gemini tops the App Store thanks to the new AI image model, Nano Banana. Because of Nano Banana, Gemini now is the biggest download software from the app stores because of the fact that people are trying it and using it. So it's even more popular than ChatGPT, the download. And but nearly all ChatGPT users rely on Google for their data. So even though people use ChatGPT, or if they go to Google and ask, and there's some AI at the top of it, they're still using Google. Is still widely used, is what this article basically is telling us. And then the people who use ChatGPT still rely on Google for a lot of their data. And here's a 1.5 million chats reveal who uses ChatGPT and why. Interesting article on different ways and why people use ChatGPT. It's for those on here or listening to us who aren't using AI, who are fighting it, or just say, well, it's a fad and it's going to go away. It's not going away. And you might want to start learning about it if you haven't already. And so this is about 1.5 million chats reveal who uses ChatGPT and why.
Huey.
Yes. Okay.
So tonight it's my night to cook. And I decided that I thought, I haven't cooked a meatloaf for a while. So I went to ChatGPT and simply typed in meatloaf recipe for 2. And it came up and it looked fine. I got all the stuff. And I thought, nah, it's not quite big enough. And I said, convert it to 4. And there's my recipe for meatloaf. ChatGPT.
Wow.
It's just so many different ways that you can use it.
Yeah.
If something pops into your head, you can ask the question and it'll come back. I'm still waiting for my Miss A to give me the Miss A plus. I think Bill, don't you have the Miss A plus? Was it you that said it? You have it?
I'm not really sure. I don't know how to test it to find out.
Okay, I don't either, but I know I don't have it, and I'm anxiously awaiting it because I find that I'm using I'm asking Miss G on my phone more and more, and having conversations with it, and it really has helped me answer questions and get information that I really wanted. So I am really looking forward to having that with the Miss A, and you'll see. I think I chose something farther down here that there's some new things coming out that will help you answer questions and so on. So let's see what else we got here. A whole new iPad OS 26 walkthrough. This is something like you said, Ron, that when you had a question about meatloaf, you asked ChatGPT. Well, I have a 9th generation iPad, which is a couple of versions back. And so what I said, and I did the upgrade thinking I was going to have all these new wonderful things. Well, I ended up asking ChatGPT to make me a chart of what the 9th generation iPad can do with iOS 26, iPad OS 26, and what it can't. And it gave me a nice chart to go by. And I'll make that into something that I'll share on Monday. And boy, I posted quite a bit this morning. Things you need to do after installing iPad OS 26. And I've taken a look at some of the things that the iOS 26 has, my 9th generation won't do at all. So I thought that I would get more out of it than I did. Ron, this is you.
So this is a new feature. Google is giving Gemini a new multitask on a regular Android phone. I do not have this feature. I looked at this morning, but I think it is in the United States. It's just rolled out, and it's a multitask feature, which is a split screen. So what happens here is that if you're in an app and you want to ask Gemini something, you can bring Gemini up as part of that screen in that app, and you can resize it and make it smaller, and then you can ask Gemini the question while you're still in the app. You don't have to go out of the app, or you don't have to switch screens. You can split screen it. And this is a new feature that is just rolled out. So if you do have the I tried it this morning. I don't have it, but just make sure that your Gemini app on your Android phone is updated. Just go and check in the Play Store and make sure that it's you've got the latest version, and you might have this feature. So it's a new feature. I think it's going to be great. I think it's a good feature. So anyway, have a look at that.
Yeah, the phones are getting like my grocery stores.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of it, all of a sudden, everything gets moved around, and the aisles all have different things in different places. And I think that's what they do with these phones for us, too. Okay, Ron, this is you. That's not you.
No. And it's just to let you know, if you do have any of these, as Hugh was mentioning, Apple releases iOS 26, and a lot of things that just got released. So make sure if you do have an iPad that you update it and go and get the newer version. And a lot of new features all just got released from Apple.
Well, I'm kind of curious about that because my iPad is 18.7.
Yes, I got when I checked to see if there was an update to my 9th generation iPad. It said, you want to upgrade to 18.7 or do you want to go to iOS 26? So I had a choice.
Why would you not just go to 26, Huey? Why would you go to 18.7?
Because it's an older one, and most of the 26 benefits are not included in my iPad anyway.
Oh, okay.
I have to watch for that. Mine's not giving me that option. But
Maybe it's too old. How old's your machine, Bill?
I think it's I don't know what generation. It's pretty new. It's about a year old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if it's got the M chip in it, it'll take advantage of a lot of the new stuff. But if it doesn't have that M chip in it, it is not going to.
Okay.
Okay, Ron.
Well, so guess who this is? Does anyone know who that is in the picture? That, of course, is
MZ.
Mark Zuckerberg, right? Now, what you need to also notice is these are, of course, the new Ray-Ban glasses. But what else do you notice about his wrists?
He has 2 watch bands.
Yeah, one of them, the one is a watch on his left hand, but on his right hand, that wristband controls the screen on his glasses. In other words, how you move the wrist and how depends on how the menus that you can see in the glasses. And this is brand new. They're just really, I don't think this is really going to be released, I think, in the next month. But this was in Britain. He was showing this off, and this is the latest of the AI powered smart glasses that you're going to have. And the article commented that it worked 98% of the time. So I guess he had a few mistakes with his wrist. Anyway, we've talked a lot about this on the show, and I think I'm definitely going to get a lot of these. There's a whole bunch of these coming out by different companies, but I really think smart glasses are the way to go. But anyway, this is the next. This is coming out.
Are they still at your Costco store?
They're sold. They are sold at the Costco. They're the older version, and they don't put lenses in them, and they're sunglasses only. So there's the limited design that they have, and I don't want sunglasses. Like I want to be able to use them inside, and so on and so forth. So at least our Costco doesn't carry all those other options.
Pretty soon they're going to be able to do it on the inside of your eyelid, so you won't have to wear any glasses at all.
Yeah, that'd be sort of cool too. Yeah.
You just close your eyes. You close your eyes and you can see everything.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought this was unique and different. You may have heard of this company called Kodak. Well, there's still one that's a little bit different Kodak than what we, I came from the Rochester area. So Kodak in upstate New York, and Kodak, of course, was Rochester. But they have little cameras, and you can see there's like 4 of them. You buy 4 of them in the pack, and they've got and they go on a key ring, and you can get so many pictures. It uses an SD card, probably the mini SD cards, which it doesn't come with. And you can take pictures. They're not flat. They're not like an SD card. They're actually more squarish. They're a little bit bigger than just a card. They do have a little bit size to them, but they don't have any weight. And it might be interesting to see, and they're not expensive. So let's see.
Oh, Huey,
like those, yes.
So a good question for everybody is that if you meet someone that's under 30 years old, ask them if they've ever heard of a company called Kodak.
Yeah.
and we were born and raised with Kodak, right? This is like a major part of our life growing up was the Kodachrome and all the Kodak stuff. And of course but under 30 years old now, they've never heard of the company. So you try it. It's really an eye opener.
And at one time they had disposable cameras.
Yeah.
Also, and it's interesting, they were having 1987. I wonder what the significance of the date is.
Yeah, I have no idea. So I thought that was an interesting article, and apparently the company that's making them is out of stock, and they won't have any until I think it's the first week in October. But people are already putting in their orders, so they're liable to be when they get more in, they're liable to be out of stock again. Yeah. They're not expensive though. Yeah, I think you buy 4 at a time. Amazon may be announcing a new Echo and Kindle devices on September 30th. Something else to look for, Ron, for our shows coming up.
Well, they probably will release it then because Prime Day is coming up in October, right?
Yeah.
So Amazon Prime Days is coming up in October, so they'll probably release it at the end of September for Prime Days.
But some of the ones that are out there now are already on sale.
Yeah.
So if you want a new Echo, you can actually go out and get one now at a reduced price.
Yeah.
And Ron, this is you.
Yeah, this was an interesting article that came out. It's so what it is that it's a medical. This is a medical article, and it's interesting. I thought you guys might be interested. One of the bad skin diseases that have skin cancers is called melanoma. We have basal cell carcinomas and squamous cell carcinomas, which are generally not serious, but melanoma is a very serious one and can certainly kill you. And it's of course, with more sun now people being exposed, it's a common thing. And you probably have heard of people, or maybe your friends have a melanoma and they're getting treatment for it. Well, what they're able to do now is one of the things they did is that as these melanomas occur on your skin or in your body, they shed off parts of the tumor, right? And it circulates around in your blood. So what they've done is they're able to take your blood, just take a blood sample like you'd normally do, spin off the red blood cells out just so you have the plasma, and then they can detect if there's any of these fragments of tumors that's in these little fragments that would be floating around in your blood. And if they start to, so that you might have none, which is good. If you do have some, that could mean if you haven't had a diagnosis, that means that you've got somewhere lurking on your body, you've got a melanoma. Or if you're under treatment and you went from not having any of these fragments to having more fragments, it could mean a relapse. So this is a whole new field of being able to identify early cancers or follow people under treatment, which is coming out with this new technology, which is, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, the technology on cancer detection and other diseases is really coming about using AI now, that we're going to see much earlier detection and ways to make sure that we know what it is earlier.
So this was a cool article, and I thought this was interesting. As you know, Apple released a new iPhone called the iPhone Air, which is this ultra thin phone, like ultra thin phone. So the question that everyone has is, how flexible is this? Because people put it in their back bum pocket, and they sit on them, and these things are so darn thin. Are they very flexible, and will you break them? Is this going to be a problem? And so that was the interesting thing about this article. The answer is they're pretty rigid, and they do flex a little bit. It's quite interesting. They are fairly strong, so I don't think it's going to be a big problem. But it is, when you do feel them and you do touch them, you'll say, "Man, that is so thin. Won't it just bend if I, won't it just break if I bend it a bit?" So anyway, that was the article.
People carry them in their back pockets and then, of course, sit on them.
Yeah.
What the article did say, though, is they've tested it up to 130 pounds of bending. They don't say if it's more. So if you weigh more than 130 and you sit on it, don't surprised if all of a sudden you have two phones.
Yeah.
You'll have a flip phone automatically.
Yeah.
This one, I have the same issue with a couple of websites that I go to, and I don't know where it looks like you got it from Ground News, but I know, is it XDA or it's one of the websites I go to always has a lot of good news articles. They don't include a picture with it, so it kind of loses. But this one is a new AI model could predict risk of disease a decade before symptoms. That's something you posted, Ron. It goes along with what I just said. And this was from me, the best October Prime Day deals you can shop now. And so Engadget has a list of them. If you read the article, it'll tell you Apple, Beats, Anchor, and some others are already selling at whatever price it's going to be. They have early deals, so you don't have to wait to have Prime Day in October to get those deals. And YouTube announced a bunch of AI tools for creators. So if you are a creator like Ron and I, there's a bunch of new tools that are going to be available for us.
And Huey, this is a big deal. I would, if you are a creator in any way, shape, or form, watch that video. Also, Nick Nimmin has a video out about all the new tools coming out. It is really amazing. We're going to be able to take this streaming, which is streamed on a horizontal basis, like for 3x5, onto onto our YouTube channel. But you're going to be able to stream it at the same time vertically. In other words, they'll take it for a TikTok or a, and they'll adjust it. They'll adjust it so you'll be able to do simultaneously two streamings and two aspect ratios. There's some cool stuff that they're coming out with, and so if you are a creator, it's really important you have a look at this because there's lots of cool stuff coming out.
Yeah, and so many articles talk about protecting developers and so on, and how are we going to make it so when you see something on YouTube that it's not totally AI created, and yet they're making AI, or I'm sorry, YouTube itself or Google itself are making tools to make it easier to do. So
they're going to be able to take, one of the new tools coming out is a face search. So if somebody took your face, Huey, and not cloned the face, but cloned your image and you were discussing something on another channel, and they were using you as an expert on AI, and your data, you're doing it. They've got a face search so that it will search across face or across YouTube, and if they catch any videos that your face is in there, you can do a copyright claim on it. That's one of the new features coming out.
Uh-oh. And I really like their logo. But Lumos Proton and Proton Mail, they've got an AI. Privacy first, AI assistant, where chats stay confidential. So you can actually use it. Let's see. Yeah, here it is right here. With Lumo, Proton thinks you can carve a place at the AI table, or it can. It's another one that's free to try. It's not expensive if you do pay for it, but I think in the article it does have it's the Lumo. I can't remember if it's lumo.com but you might have to do a search on it. It's brand new. So you got to look for it and make sure it's the right website. But it's another AI service that's out there, but it's a different approach, and privacy is what they're looking at. 4 gigabytes of laptop memory is an insult in this day and age. If you're going out to buy a new computer, what you don't want to do is get one with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Just not enough. So those of you who are going out and looking for some deals to be able to go to Windows 11 and get a new computer, do not get one with just 4 gigabytes of memory. Get at least 8, but 16 really should be a minimum.
I've never seen any with 4. Do they make them with 4?
Oh, yeah. Some of the cheaper ones.
Holy mackerel, yeah.
Still use 4.
And if you do buy a 4 one, make sure it's expandable to something that you can use a larger memory chip.
Yeah, and the problem with most of the laptops, especially those cheap ones, you can't get in there to do that.
Yeah.
Time. Comments. We got 15 minutes left.
Okay, let's go back and take a look. Let's see. I think we're here.
Steve Parker, Microsoft steals software first, then they buy it. Oh, we did that one.
Okay.
Christopher Nance. Hi, Chris. Greetings from New Jersey, Albany. Welcome.
Albany, Indiana. New Albany, Indiana.
Murray Strom. I just installed iOS 26 on my iPhone. It is very long time to install. Also, the new Apple Watch OS took about an hour to update. Okay. Thanks, Murray. Sally says a cooling trend, low 70s in Kirkland, Washington. Did you turn your furnace on this morning? You're sort of in the same area I'm in. It was cold this morning when I woke up, cold and damp. So it was definitely there. Steve says updated my iPhone to iOS 18.7. Oh, then iOS 26 last night worked flawlessly. So maybe, Bill, if you go back maybe in another 24 hours, try it again, it might go up.
I found it. It's a public beta, and I had the beta updates turned off, and so when I turned them on, it now shows there's iPad OS 26 public beta.
There you go. There you go. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for the info.
So I will do that.
Yeah. Murray says, I wonder if those glasses would fix my double vision. I don't know. My brother-in-law died as a result of a melanoma. Yeah. So lots of interesting. The total economic impact of Chrome OS Thursday, 18th September. Oh, is this the total impact of Chrome OS Thursday, 18th September, 10 to 10:30?
Must be something online.
Yeah, it must be a show. And I remember when you could do so much with a total of 16K total storage on the VIC 20. Those Murray, that's showing your age now. All right, we've got about 15 minutes left.
Okay, should you buy a refurbished PC? And a lot of times the refurbished ones really aren't refurbished. What they do is uh, just take one that somebody returned, make sure it works okay. They can't sell it as new, so they call it refurbished. Although if there was something wrong with it, they also fix it and put it out as refurbished. But I've myself have bought several computers that were refurbished, and I know other people have been very happy with them.
I bought one off of eBay from a tech place that goes out and buys, uh, I guess, surplus from schools or whatever. And I got a really nice Microsoft Surface for about $170, which was upgradable to Windows. It had Windows 11 on it.
Mm. This is something we mentioned earlier about people getting hooked, and there's going to be a new article in our newsletter. But was a tech expert. He lost $13,000 to a job scam. It was an interesting article. One of many actually in the McAfee blog this past week, but he got scammed and lost 13 grand, and he's a tech expert. He should have known better, and he says that. But they have it down so good. They're so professional and know what they're doing that they can really wheel you in before you know it. So you got to be careful, right, Ron?
Yep, that's for sure.
And from cyberbullying to AI-generated content, McAfee's research reveals the shocking risks from in schools, and so there's a lot of talk about AI in education and using it or not using it. And again, it goes back to the feelings of the administration as well as the teachers. Whether they're going to embrace it or whether they're going to fight it. So there's a lot of good websites out there for teachers on how to embrace and utilize AI in the classroom. And then there's also about how to be careful when people are plagiarizing and so on. If you're going to use the old way of teaching, students are going to use it to plagiarize and to write their assignments. But if you use it as part of their research and if they can indicate what they're getting from AI and not and so on, there's going to be a lot of good use of AI in the classroom as well. Ron, this is you.
Yeah, this is for those of you who maybe don't know about Fiverr. Fiverr, F-I-V, not fiber, but Fiverr, F-I-V-E-R-R. This is part of the gig workforce in the world today, and this is where you can work at home doing a lot of. Oftentimes, it's video, not video. Well, video stuff to do with video or creation, digital creation, which you can do at home and charge for. It's very popular, been around for a long time. Anyway, they are cutting 30% of their workforce. Now, not the people. The idea here is this brokers the deals when you want to do some work for somebody. They broker the deal and you get paid. But it's their administrative staff, because AI is able to actually take over their administrative staff, and they're actually reducing 30% of their administrative staff worldwide to run the Fiverr. So I thought that was, maybe that's not AI. It may not be a great thing for AI, because you're going to see it doing things that people are going to lose their jobs. So just that was interesting.
And that's something a lot of people are afraid of with AI is the fact that it is going to do away with a lot of jobs, but especially on the what do they call it when you're first starting out, the jobs that somebody gets right out of school. A lot of those are going away because they can AI can do those. So the question is going to be: am I learning in school what I'm going to be able to use in this new electronics and this new technology, or do I have to do something different? Am I going to have to learn AI? Absolutely. And so those people who are training themselves and learning more or are retraining themselves are going to be much better off than those who think that they want to just do it the way it's always been.
This next article is, we've talked about this. If you want to learn more about this, this is the SpaceX's Starlink satellite to cell service. I'll be doing a talk about this on Monday on our show. Come and watch our Monday show and you'll learn all about it. Just come back up. This is interesting. Can you click on that link there? Bill, this is what I was talking about earlier. Can you click on that link? Google launches experimental Windows search app tool.
No, I can't. From
you
here.
can't see. Yeah, but I'm getting Huey. If Huey could just click on that link, it'll bring up the. If you just click on that link there.
Oh yeah, I did. What's happening is you're not seeing it.
Oh, you're not seeing. Okay. Oh, that's right. So Google launches an experimental Windows search app tool app, and Google has launched a new Windows app search app for Windows 11, which is already being likened to the Spotlight found in Mac OS. There is also Windows 10 support. And if you want to activate this, the shortcut key is Alt and space. And apparently that brings up, and I don't know that I have, will that do it here? Let me just try this. Alt and space.
It brought up my chat GPT.
Yeah, it did. So it did. Mine did the same thing. So maybe you have to set something up. Anyway, just let you know that this is coming out. And apparently it is launched already in the United States. The article, if you go to our webpage, you can just click on the article there on that, and it might be an interesting topic for discussion in the future. This is going to be a big deal for Microsoft, so it should be fun to have.
There we go. I think I got it now.
Oops.
Yeah, there's the article.
Right.
Do they have a picture? No. All right, so I'm going to have to close that.
Well, that's okay. Just let's get on to the next. We got a few more articles.
I gotta go back. I had to actually share
Right.
screen. Share screen. There we go. Okay.
And I think the next one down is Apple is preparing to prepping touchscreen OLED MacBook Pro for 2026. So we're gonna see touch screens coming out.
Yeah, for those who are not in the Apple world, they don't have a touch screen except on their iPads, but their Macs do not have touch screens. And so
very true.
It looks
they
like
had a compelling reason at one time for not doing that, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
they were really good.
Yeah. And the next one is if you want to save some money, come and watch our Monday show, because I'm going to be discussing this on Monday. YouTube's new plan feels like subscription we should have had first, and this is the launch, of course, is the YouTube Premium Lite, which is coming out, and it's called YouTube. We all subscribe to YouTube Premium. This is YouTube Premium Lite, and I'll explain that all on Monday. Yeah, did you know this is a Jaguar Land Rover to pause production for the third week in a row due to cyber attacks? They're having their hard time of it.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt, man. That's not good. And this was an article about Amazon launches AI agent to help sellers complete tasks and manage their businesses. So if you do have an Amazon business and you're running that you are involved with, there's a brand new feature that Amazon brought out called Amazon AI agent. It's not for the purchasers like us. This is if you're in the selling department. So you may want to have a look at that. That could be helpful for you.
And if
Um,
you're familiar with AI agents, do you know, Ron, do you want to explain what they are, or do you want me to?
you can go ahead
Okay,
quickly,
AI,
because we got one more article, then we're sort of finished.
okay, AI agents basically are using several different aspects of AI to get to the answer that you want. It's just not going to say Chat GPT, but it's using Chat GPT and then something else and something else, and it packages it up similar to an old batch file back in the DOS days.
This next story was an interesting one, and if you could put in the comments, one of the things we forgot to review that occurred recently was Zoomtopia, which of course is what we're using now. We're using well, then we're not using Zoom. We use Zoom on our Monday show, but of course they launch all sorts of services, and we never report very much on them. In fact, I never use any of them. But they launched cross-platform AI note taker, AI avatars, and more, and all sorts of services that they offer now through Zoom. But I don't use them, and I don't know anybody that does. So if you got any thoughts, Huey? Do you know anybody that uses these?
No, I don't. And at one time, I used to go to all of Zoomtopias online, and I think I got a pair of socks that say Zoom and a T-shirt for just going to them online.
Well, anyway,
but anyway,
yeah, lots of stuff that's there that I've never known anyone that used any of that. If you do, let us know, because I'm interested.
we're going to have to look into what they do and why and how.
The other one is this is our last. I think it'll probably be our last article. This was very interesting article. Is that the iPhone Air, which we talked about earlier, is the battery in it, and it is revolutionary breakthrough technology on the battery technology of the phone. The phone itself is debatable on whether certainly not as good as an iPhone 17, but it is. But one of the cool thing is the battery technology is amazing. I'm not going to go through the whole article, but I read the whole article, and it was really interesting how they did it and to make it so thin. So that's a good article. That was the. I think we'll call it quits there, since we are, of course, running out of time now, since it is top of the hour. Want to thank you.
Hour went fast.
It did. Always goes fast when Bill and Mike and the guys are all here. We always have a good time. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone for coming and listening. Be sure and hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, that'd be great. And certainly, if you wouldn't mind dropping by on Monday and saying hello, we have lots of we got a good show coming up on Monday. It's going to be lots of fun. Huey, thank you for being here, and thank you for all the work you do. And it's always a pleasure to be with you. Bill James, the multi-dexterous smart guy that you are, thank you so much. And we look forward to your video on Monday. And Mike Lehman from Moncton, New Brunswick, our music guy. I look forward to your music selection for Monday. You always have some toe-tapping, great stuff to talk about. And thank you for all the work you do in supporting Tech for Senior. All right, everyone. We'll see you next week. We're going to do this again in 1 week's time. Anyway, bye now.
See ya. Have a great weekend.
Every day anyway.
Yeah, right. All right. Bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.